Literocity. As we showed you at Bay Point Middle School, our students are very busy this summer. Well, so are our teachers. Our elementary language arts specialist, Holly Slaughter, is here today at the Poynter Language Arts Summer Institute with our teachers. Let's see what's happening.
Thanks, Chastity. This is the third annual Language Arts Institute, hosted by the critically acclaimed Poynter Institute in St. Petersburg. This is an incredible opportunity for our teachers to hone the writing and reading teaching skills with some of the nation's best. Roy Peter Clark is a senior scholar at Poynter and has authored 18 books, most famously about writing, grammar, and literacy. His latest, The Art of X-Ray Reading, is the subject of today's workshop. So what was the inspiration for your book, The Art of X-Ray Reading?
Well, it was in part to sort of address an imbalance, is that most of my professional work had been done on the production of texts. It's about the writing process, that I realized that I was really only getting half of the equation. I know that writers read in a particular way, and they read differently than, let's say, the average reader or civilian. And it's the power of that reading that generates so much creativity. And we're very more interested than we ever have between the reading-writing connection, and I think that's a good thing. That idea is suddenly represented on what becomes like a screen. And X-ray reading allows me to see down beneath the surface of the text, to kind of reverse engineer the poem, the song, the essay, even the novel, and to say, here are its parts, here are the various elements that make it an effective work, and sometimes even a work of art. If I can learn those things, like emphatic word order, placing the best word at the end of a sentence or paragraph, that's a tool that I can put on my workbench, and I can share it with teachers, I can share it with students from first grade to Pulitzer Prize winning authors. So it's an honor for me to work with teachers and to have that shared experience of reading, writing, and talking about how reading and writing works. We believe in what language arts teachers do. We think they're the champions of literacy. We think they deserve to be treated like professionals, and we want to learn everything we can from them, and we want to share with them what we know about reading and writing from a professional perspective.
Kelly McBride is a writer, teacher, and Poynter's Vice President for Academic Programs. She was a daily newspaper reporter in the Northwest for 15 years and teaches about moving up and down the ladder of abstraction.
Sure. It's this amazingly simple concept that's really difficult to employ. So all words live somewhere on the ladder of abstraction. Really concrete words live at the bottom. Really abstract words live at the top. And as a reader and a writer and a thinker, you have to be able to identify words that are at the top and at the bottom and what their significance is. And I have worked with kids every year for probably 20 years, and it's hard for kids to learn how to do this. It's hard for kids of all ages, and it requires a lot of practice. And so my hope is that if we can practice as teachers and we can learn to do it as teachers, then we will all discover the innate ways to teach our students how to do it, because it's like a muscle. You have to flex it over and over again before you're any good at this. You can get the idea,
Sure,
but actually being able to do it, that's so hard.
And some of our teachers find this workshop an incredible learning experience.
Being that I came here last year as well, already I'm seeing some connections that are being made from what we learned last year and then adding on to that this year. Just these strategies that we can use to actually impact our writers back at our schools. It's just really exciting because it's challenging me as a writer, and then I get to go implement that in my schools and challenge my students. We actually used some strategies last year from the Poynter Institute, like putting that powerful word at the end of a sentence, and the kids are catching on really quickly, and we can see kind of that fire and that passion for writing expanding. I think that one thing I was really excited about was he put "Go Dog Go" up at the front of the room, and that's kind of what I'm looking to do this year, is bringing even our earliest writers, amping up the volume of their writing, amping up the quality of their writing. So I'm hoping to continue to just keep learning strategies that I can use even with our littlest learners.
I am enjoying my time here at the Poynter Institute, and what it will be doing is helping me further my literary knowledge and learning literary strategies to help engage the students and to help them draw meaning from the text. Well, what it will look like will be our helping them engage the text, not looking at it at a superficial level, but giving them strategies by which they themselves can enter into the text, and extract meaning from the text. So we're learning particular strategies. So that will give them an opportunity to just not look at it as words, but to look at it as something that will give them meaning and actually make the reading more engaging and more impactful.
Speaking of professional development, to kick off the 16-17 school year, teachers met in groups across the county for district-wide training. We'll take you there next as Literocity continues.